it's possible to make an impenetrable device or system where the encryption is so strong that there's no key, there's no door at all, then what mechanisms do we have available to even do simple things like tax enforcement? Because
it's all the way up. It's all the way up. It's all the way up. All the way up.
Straight to the moon, Bitcoin, all the way up.
if in fact you can't track that at all, the government can't.
So what is happening, guys? Vitaly Dubin is here, founder of Bitcoin's Walls Club and This is Today in Crypto Show. Happy Wednesday. We have a lot to cover today as usual. Lots of good stuff are happening in the crypto market. Google decides to unban the crypto ads, although for the major exchanges and the big financial companies involved with the cryptocurrencies, not to everybody, not to wallets and other companies in the blockchain, but it's a very good positive move because Google wants that cash, obviously, and just like Facebook unbanned recently cryptocurrency related ads from certain companies, that's a good sign for Bitcoin, right? More money was going to flow into Bitcoin because of those advertisements. So we're going to talk about that and some other stuff today. I see this start of a bullish market for Bitcoin over the short term. Yes, Bitcoin is going to go up from here. $6,450 is going to go up. Now it's going to do its moves on the way up, but all the signs are telling that the bull run is going to start very, very soon. Probably October and continue all the way to November, December, January. Okay, so we'll talk about that and some of the factors that contributed to that. So overall, the market cap has gained $7 billion since the last 24 hours. We're at $213 billion right now, total market cap. The number of cryptocurrencies has surpassed 2003 cryptocurrencies, which is amazing. It's amazing how many blockchain projects are out there, and I see it only continues to rise, even though the real adoption and the amount of people actually using those cryptocurrencies is not that impressive yet, right? But they're vying for people's attention and their project. We are seeing Bitcoin not change in the last 24 hours. $6,450. Ethereum as well not changed, $214. Ripple made a move, 17%. Now I think Ripple has a chance to be a $5 coin. So it might be a good idea to hodl some Ripple over this. It's been known for completing two full market cycles with Ripple, ranging with over 20 times its value. So it might do it again, right? And we are really like 10 times far away from Ripple being a $5 coin if it just increased by 10 times, right? So it did a crazy move recently, over 100% Ripple, and now it's showing again signs of strength. EOS and Stellar are up 3%. Overall, the market, you can see, is going upwards today. A lot of green, way more green than red. Some of the biggest winners today: Eternal Token, 76%, Electronium 20%. Monacoin 13% mixing. So congratulations, guys, if you're holding on to those tokens. So what is in the news today? Well, first of all, the worst part of Mt. Gox's sell-off is behind us because the trustee of the 2013 hacked cryptocurrency exchange Mt. Gox has now sold off $230 million worth of Bitcoin onto the exchanges. So that part is over. They need to repay the debtors who held Bitcoin. The exchange got hacked back in 2013. So I don't see this anymore affecting the Bitcoin prices anymore, right? Now we've recently seen some wallet that had $1 billion worth of Bitcoin selling a good portion of that, like 10% of that, onto the exchanges. So that affected the prices as well. But the fundamentals for Bitcoin, you can see it is holding on to those levels, been testing many times, the $6,000 mark, holding that level, you know, pretty strong. So we just need one catalyst, you know, that will take this to a whole new level. And we are seeing more institutional investors who have who are actively seeking engagement in the Bitcoin space and cryptocurrency investments. And there will be several custody solutions, both from Goldman Sachs, from the backed BAKTT platform, for institutional investors who have several solutions to choose from, but that will take their level of participation to a whole nother. And all of a sudden we can see that big jump, you know, it can happen really sudden, like this parabolic move for Bitcoin or the next rally. So it can happen just like that in a relatively short period of time. Now, the biggest news of this year, the ICE backed platform revealed its first crypto product as a physical Bitcoin futures, which I've been telling you about. You know, it's basically they're buying a Bitcoin and storing that Bitcoin for every futures contract that investors are going to buy. So it's the exchange for institutional investors, a regulated ecosystem. It's a custody solution. It is also a warehouse for storing Bitcoin all in one place for this ICE. And remember last year in the mid-December, what moved the market so hugely is the futures, right? It's the Bitcoin futures launched by CBOE on mid-December 2017. We've seen Bitcoin rallying up to that quite strong. So this futures launch, again, this can be that catalyst in November, you know, October, November, the next months or so, that will move Bitcoin to a whole nother level. So what else is on the news? We are seeing, of course, like I said, Google scrapped its plan to ban Bitcoin ads, right? And they're entering the space, and they're seeing Bitcoin as a positive. Like they no longer see like everything is one place, like all Bitcoin stuff related is bad. And so that's good. That's good for Bitcoin. That's good for more money entering the space of Bitcoin, right? And this platform, backed, obviously they will want to advertise on Google, right? And they'll be able to do that and attract a lot of institutional investors using the Google platform. Now, regarding the ICOs, right? You can see that 70% of ICOs this year have been trading below the price for the ICO token in which they have attracted early investors. And some of the biggest losers, Serum Labs, they raised $158 million, and today's market cap of 17 million, the loss is 141 million. Puma Pay 100 million, Envion 96 million. You can see the numbers that are here. So what it tells me is that a lot of the projects are failing to reflect the value, the true value of the tokens once it hits the exchanges. And $2.3 billion worth of money from several projects, 320 something tokens, have not hit exchanges yet, and some of them, like half of them, are coming from 2017, right? So there's a lot of money that they have raised, and they are not even trading now yet onto the exchanges. And those tokens that are trading on the exchanges, they are significantly lower in value than what the price was raised during the ICO. So today my advice for the most part is to wait until the token hits the actual exchanges and see what's going on the first couple days and then decide if you want to invest into this token or not, because chances are against you. There's been a lot of sell-off of Ethereum happening from ICOs, because they need to pay off to the developers. But it is, from the positive note, it is a good for those projects because they have raised way more money if they sold obviously in time than what the tokens are worth. So they do have funds to really go and develop something for their platforms. Now, if you happen to live in US, the US government spend millions and millions of dollars to try to track the cryptocurrency users to force them to pay taxes, and the IRS is the biggest one, accounting for 38% for all blockchain analytics spending, followed by the immigration, the immigration and customs enforcements, and the FBI, right? So overall, the blockchain tracing spending increased significantly this year. So the government is on its search and pursuit of people that are trading cryptocurrencies to get as much taxes as they can. So just be careful. Sometimes the Coinbase requires, if it's significant amount of money, to report your user activity, your data, to the corresponding governments, and they are trying to link the addresses, the anonymous, supposed to be addresses on Bitcoin, to real world identities. Okay. Now, Bitcoin itself is a logarithmic chart. Okay, and it's pretty clear. Like when you look at this picture, it doesn't come that clear. If you look at the linear scale, then Bitcoin is moving up. But if you look at the logarithmic scale, Bitcoin is moving every year higher and higher and higher. And every time it crashed, it went to the higher level. So Bitcoin is a logarithmic, it moves in a logarithmic way. And what that means is we can definitely see Bitcoin rise to the all-time highs and surpassing that. 30, 40, 50,000, even $100,000 are not out of the question with Bitcoin parabolic moves, and we can definitely see that happening later this year. In the beginning of 2018 will happen. It might happen very, very sudden and just boom, just go on this parabolic ride, and then following by a crash. So just pay attention to the markets, and be ready, be prepared for that. Now, why Bitcoin and Ethereum are not correlating in the last year so much, while Bitcoin moving up, Ethereum losing money. And it has several reasons for that. There is competition that is happening for Ethereum. There is EOS and NEO and other blockchains that are competing directly with Ethereum. There is the whole factor of ICO craze, and they're raising money and selling their raised funds that they raised in Ethereum. They selling the Ethereum on the exchanges to collect the money to pay for developers, right? So there is a variety of reasons for that, but I don't recommend today to hold too much of your portfolio in Ether, because it is not clear at this point how Ether is going to behave. It can go all the way back to $100 or less, or it can go higher. My tendency to think that when Bitcoin will start its rally, it will affect Ethereum as well, and Ethereum was going to rise as well as the other cryptocurrencies, right? But the straight correlations for Bitcoin and Ethereum is not that obvious today, okay, as it's used before. And the regulations in the news still move Bitcoin prices, according to the report by this BIS company, the Bank of International Settlement. So every time we have some significant news regarding regulations or different decisions by the government agencies, it do have an effect on the Bitcoin prices, like we've seen with the ETF back in July, when Bitcoin price had risen to $8,400, anticipating the approval of the ETF. So overall, according to many analysts, and Mike Novogratz, the billionaire, he's saying we have reached the bottom for Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies this year. We're going to start a rally really soon, so be ready, be prepared for that, and learn how to maximize your profits by diversifying properly and by really trading Bitcoin to dollars back and forth and ready to get in and get out at the right time. So I'm looking forward today for Crypto Trading Millionaires Coaching, 4 p.m. Eastern Time. Join us for a coaching session about different trades and what's going on with Bitcoin and technical analysis and all of that. I'm looking forward to serve you in this capacity. And inside Bitcoin's Wealth Cloud, we've just launched a new vehicle, will be updated soon on the website, that will allow you to get a very simple signal to know when to get in and when to get out of Bitcoin, which will serve you very, very well. As you know, if you're able to sell your Bitcoin at the peaks and buy it back at the bottoms, that will really protect, and not just protect, but help you grow your wealth with Bitcoin in a very, very simple way. So now it is available to you inside Bitcoin's Wealth Cloud as well. So looking forward for the next live video updates and trainings. And this is it for today's In Crypto show. Hopefully, guys, you have a fantastic day.